Welcome to the Tales of Zoza story. In a quiet, dusty village named Rampur lived a boy called Arav. He was young, intelligent, and full of dreams. Dreams so big they touched the sky. But his daily habits, they moved slower than a tired ox under the burning afternoon sun. Every morning, his mother's voice echoed through the house. "Arav, wake up. Half the day is already gone." Arav would turn on his side and mumble, "Just 5 more minutes. Ma." Those 5 minutes usually became another hour. Arav often spoke about success. He admired people from the nearby town shopkeepers who ran busy stores, teachers respected by everyone, even the policemen who walked with confidence and pride. He wanted a life like theirs. But there was one problem. Arav never stayed consistent. One day he promised himself he would exercise. The next day, he skipped it. One evening, he planned to study seriously. The next, he was flying kites on the rooftop, laughing as time slipped away. Arav had dreams, but no discipline. At the edge of the village lived Raghav Uncle, a retired army man. Every morning, without fail, he woke up before sunrise. He swept his yard, exercised, read books, and worked in his small garden, day after day, year after year. Arav watched him with curiosity. One evening, he finally asked, "Uncle, why do you follow the same routine every day? You have no boss, no office, no pressure. Don't you ever feel bored?" Raghav Uncle smiled gently and said, "Son, habits are like seeds. What you plant today grows tomorrow. You may not see anything at first, but one day, your habits will either feed you or starve you." Those words stayed with Arav. That night, sleep refused to come. He thought about all the things he had started and never finished. What if success wasn't about talent or luck? What if it was simply about daily habits? The next morning, before the sun rose, Arav forced himself out of bed. His body begged him to stop. His mind whispered excuses, but he remembered Raghav Uncle's words. He washed his face, tied his shoes, and went for a run. He barely managed 200 meters before his lungs burned and his legs shook. But he didn't quit. The next day, he ran again. Then again. By the 7th day, his legs still hurt. But something had changed. He felt stronger, clearer. Then he added one more habit: studying for 1 hour every day. No announcements, no promises to others, just silent consistency. Weeks turned into months. One evening, sitting beneath a banyan tree, Arav realized something strange. His body felt lighter. His mind felt sharper. Energy followed him through the day. Discipline had quietly become natural. One of his friends, Kunal, asked him, "Arav, what happened to you? You used to be the laziest among us." Arav smiled and replied, "I didn't change overnight. I just repeated small actions every day until they became part of me." Soon, an opportunity arrived. A government job recruitment with a physical test and a written exam. On test day, many boys ran fast at the start, driven by excitement, but most of them lost strength halfway. Arav ran steadily. When motivation faded, his habits carried him forward. He passed the physical test. Then came the written exam. Others tried to memorize everything at the last moment. Arav stayed calm. 1 hour a day for months had prepared him. Weeks later, a letter arrived. "Congratulations, you have been selected." Arav stood still, trembling. His mother looked at him, confused. With tears in his eyes, he whispered, Your son did it." The village celebrated, but the proudest smile belonged to Raghav Uncle. He said, "Motivation may start the journey, but habits are what carry you when strength fades." Moral of the story: we often believe big change needs big effort, but real transformation comes from small habits, repeated daily. You don't need to change your entire life today. Start small. Walk for 10 minutes. Read 5 pages. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. Your habits write your future. Choose them wisely. If this story inspired you, don't stop here. Start your habit today, no matter how small, because small steps, taken daily, create extraordinary change.